So, my hair is a mess right now. Really. Hello everyone. So originally I was going to do monthly updates when I was doing these progress videos, but I just feel like not enough happens on a month to really like report in on. So 2 months seems to be okay right now, and that's what I'm gonna do. So this would be my 6-month progress video. So feel free to reference back to my previous progress video, if you want to see where I was to where I am now. I'm not any more confident in speaking, but I'm a little bit more confident in my pronunciation of the words and sounds. So in this video, I'm going to go over my vocabulary, my grammar, my kanji, and what I'm doing as far as immersion goes. So let's get to it. So as far as vocabulary goes, I know somewhere between 850 to about 900 words, but I felt like I had to start over again because I would know words that just had nothing to do with anything that I was like consuming, so they would kind of get lost. Even with simple sentences that I felt that I should know, I didn't know a lot of the words in there, including verbs and, just different words that were pretty common. So I felt like I had to start over with a core list, and that's kind of what I did. So I used to use Anki for studying as far as vocabulary goes, but like so much of my time was spent doing reviews instead of actually immersing and taking in input. So I kind of stopped Anki altogether. I don't know if it's a good or a bad thing. Lately, I've just been writing down vocabulary. I've been writing a lot more and reading a lot more. So I think that's actually helping me retain the actual vocabulary a bit better. Just between work and just life stuff and everything, like I just wanted to make sure that my actual study time is more input than actual reviews. And by doing flashcards, like I think it's good for some people. I already do a lot of reviews as far as like kanji goes with Wanikani, so I think right now that's okay for Wanikani, but like with vocab, I didn't want to spend just as much time, if not more, doing vocab reviews when I could be taking in actual more vocab, So as far as improving in this area, like I said before, I started over with a core list. So that's what I'm doing right now as far as vocabulary is concerned, and I'm going through the list. Each day I go through about 25 to 30 words, so that's not counting any other words that I might encounter with immersion. So 25 to 30 words through the core list, and I would say that I know about 60 to 70% on each day. So that's like roughly about like 10 new words a day that I'm going through on an actual core list. So it's kind of a mini review for the words that I do know, and then I'm picking up a few new ones. And I think that focusing in this way is helping me a little bit better. Also, I'm writing down everything as opposed to just seeing it in front of me. So getting practice with actually writing hiragana and katakana sometimes, depending on the words. And I think I feel better about it. I feel a lot better about my writing, and I feel a lot better about reading, and I'm able to recall the characters a little bit better. I still have my hiragana chart or my katakana chart when I'm doing stuff, but it does help a lot. So also in terms of vocabulary, what I've been doing is in the past couple of weeks, I actually started live streaming. So I am live streaming Let's Go Pikachu. It's kind of a baby game, but I do like Pokemon, and I like the OG Pokemon. So I haven't played a Pokemon game in about 20 years. So, but I've still liked it throughout all these years. It was just always the OG crew for me. So this game, so playing that and kind of knowing what's going on along with the nostalgia, so I feel good about the game. I'm basically focused on gaining new vocabulary as well as getting my reading a little bit better than it is. Okay, so I'm not focused on full comprehension, just more of the gist of what's going on and then moving on. And a lot of the words repeat themselves over and over again, so I think that it's working out pretty good for me. So make sure you subscribe so you can know when I go live and you can learn with me. So with grammar, I feel like I'm kind of in the same boat with grammar. Like, I understand very simple sentences. I can't break them down. I don't understand why I understand it, but it's there. I'm recognizing patterns a little bit more, so that's good, and I feel good about that. But it's still hard for me to speak. I don't know how to just pull sentences out the blue and be able to speak them. So as far as studying goes, I've gone through Genki, like I've gone through both books, I've read through the whole thing, and then I went back and focused on each chapter. And some of the stuff is really boring. I don't really care about Mary and John and all those people and doing school stuff over and over and over again. And I know that it's supposed to help some people, but it's really hard for me to focus on it. So that's why I decided to start playing video games to try and be immersed in that world and pick up on grammar and sentence structure. And then the past couple of months, I have been reading a bit more. I've been reading short stories. I have a bunch of books and then stuff on Kindle as well, that they're just little short stories. They're a page or two long, and it's just helping me read a little bit faster and get a little bit more words. And I think that's helping as well. It's making me feel better about how I pronounce things and what I'm actually taking in. But I am hoping with games that between reading and actually listening and then being engaged, being able to process what happened, and then I guess feeding it back to the game, I hope that that'll keep me engaged a little bit better and I can retain stuff. So I think my ability in processing sentences and structures is okay right now at the moment. It's not great. But my ability to actually recall things to make a sentence is terrible. So what I decided to do is to start taking italki lessons. And for those of you who don't know, italki is a site that there's a bunch of tutors available. Some are native speakers, some teachers. They're just people to help you in your target language. I know some people said do it right away, do it when you feel comfortable, and I will say that I was hesitant to do it because I know that it's a long time to talk, and I can barely talk 30 seconds in Japanese, let alone 30 minutes or even an hour in Japanese. So I didn't want to feel like I was wasting somebody's time just by the knowledge I had, I guess. Taking in stuff, I understand what's going on more or less half the time, but I didn't feel confident being able to have a conversation with someone. But I guess that's what they're there for, so jump on in. Actually, from the time I recorded this video, a couple days ago, I actually had my first lesson, and it was pretty good, and it honestly pumped me up, and I feel really, really good about what I'm doing, and the guy, he was great. We had a lot of things in common, so that was cool too. So you can literally look through people's profiles and stuff and see if they actually fit you and what you're trying to do and what your goals are with your target language. I mean, I was nervous as hell, but I had a lot of fun, and I booked a whole bunch more sessions, so I'm looking forward to them. So as far as kanji goes, I am sitting around 300 to 350, which I feel like is not too far off from where I was before. But what I've been doing is I've been revisiting things and reinforcing some of the ones that I do know, and for some reason I just started writing a lot, and I'm having fun doing it so far. So that's where I'm at. I haven't really focused too much on learning too many more. I've just been writing and learning how to actually write the actual characters and stroke order and, reinforcing their meanings. So as far as studying goes, I still use Wanikani. I still think it's pretty great in terms of learning kanji. So been doing that along with an app called Skritter that I recently found. I've only been using it for about a couple weeks, not even. And what's really cool about this site is you can sync up, not necessarily sync up, but you can put whatever Wanikani level you are, you can actually practice those kanji in terms of writing. So I've been writing on this app, and I've been writing on paper as well, just to help me learn the meanings a little bit better and actually learn the characters better. and I think that's working out good so far. I've also been reading stories that are geared more towards learning kanji. So this one book I'm reading, there's short stories in it, and they basically tell you the gist of the story, and then you just read in Japanese. And by seeing the characters over and over again with the furigana over top of it, is helping to reinforce the characters to the point where when I see the actual character, I just read the character as it is, and I don't really have to look at the furigana anymore, which is pretty cool. So as far as improvement in this area, I think I'm okay with Wanikani still, and then using this Skritter app. I'm going to keep moving forward in this way. With Wanikani though, I did stop learning the vocab. I've only been focusing on learning the kanji. I was spending so much time with the reviews, and I know that the vocab in Wanikani is there to help reinforce the kanji, but the more I came across, and then like when I was talking to different people, like it seemed like people didn't use these words that I was learning. So I was spending all this time learning vocab from Wanikani with words that weren't used in everyday life or regular situations, and they weren't used in books or anything like that, so I don't know where these words are actually at. So that's why I'm just like focusing on sticking to these core lists in terms of vocabulary, and then I'm just going to use Wanikani for kanji, and that's it, at least at the moment right now. So as far as immersion input goes, I think I did great these past couple months. I had an anime event that I had to go to for work, and it resulted in me creating a lot of merch and everything that was revolving around anime. So I binged a ton of anime over the last couple of months, and it was actually pretty fun, and I forgot how much I liked anime. I used to watch it like this all the time, and now I kind of watch it here and there when I have some moments, and I like watch with my girlfriend. But like I watched so much anime the past couple months, and it just reinforced things that I already knew, and then I picked up a couple things along the way as well. So what I got going in terms of input, I still use Pimsleur. I use Pimsleur whenever I'm in the car. That's pretty much the only time I use it. Every once in a while, if I'm super bored, I'll listen to it while I'm at home. But I've just been using it as my background noise when I'm in the car. So right now, I'm in the middle of level 3 of Pimsleur, and although I learned a lot of phrases that are basically like survival type phrases if you were like plopped into the country, I feel like so far it's geared more towards somebody who's actually just working in the country. So somebody who needs to set up a hotel and talk about phone stuff and reception and things like that and business stuff. I don't know if it's going to change too much in level 4 and 5. Like, I hope it does, but if it doesn't, that's okay too. I think that I'm just going to keep listening to it the way that I'm listening to it. I've listened to it in the car, and that's working for me right now. I think once I'm done though, I think I'm going to go through it again, just at a much faster pace, just to reinforce everything. That's it. It is helping me with the vocab though. There's plenty of times where I encounter it while I'm reading or watching something, and something that I heard in Pimsleur shows up. So that's pretty cool. And like I said earlier in the video, I started playing a Japanese game. I picked Pokemon because Pokemon is geared towards children, and it is actually something that I'm interested in. So any of the reading that I did, it was geared towards children, but I didn't care about it. I didn't care about John and his ball, and this person jumping over the ball, and I know that's where I'm at, like comprehension-wise, but it's really hard to stay engaged in something that you just do not care about at all. And it was just making it that much harder for me to retain anything. Like, so far I'm having fun, even if I don't understand every single little thing that's happening. But the original game I played like 20 years ago, and this game is very nostalgic, and I'm having fun. I know who the characters are, and this is pretty great. And that's pretty much it for my 6-month Japanese progress video. Now, I know I mentioned a bunch of resources and tools and everything like that, so if you guys have any questions, just put them in the comments down below. If you'd like me to go more in depth in how I study something, or do something, or even just like recommendations for different video games, anything like that, just put them down there too. and feel free to subscribe to keep up to date with my progress and study methods. Matane!